Hi everyone, I'm Namrata and welcome to Bar Talks. I'm really excited for the guests that we have here today and we're just gonna get straight into it.
Hi guys, I'm Verlene. I'm from Singapore and I'm 21 this year. I'm a fourth semester vocal performance major and pro music with music business and music ed. What is my musical background? Right now, I would consider myself like an R&B soul singer. Before this, I did musical theater. I dipped into like classical for a little bit just to like get those techniques, you know. But right now, I would say I'm pretty set in like R&B and soul, and it's been wonderful. Yes.
Hey, that's really great.
Hi guys, this is Gordon. I'm 22 years old and I'm Chinese Canadian. This is my third semester in Berklee and I'm currently majoring in independent recording and production and also in contemporary writing and production. I grew up as a performer and now I am a beginner singer-songwriter. Yeah, that's how I myself. That's how I 定义. Yeah, that's how I identify myself.
Hi, I'm Zayd. I was born in Chicago, raised in the Philippines. Then I immigrated with my family to California at a young age. I'm 18. I'm a third semester, and I will be pursuing a music production and engineering degree. I grew up around music, backstage to my dad's band in the Philippines, and have been like active in a lot of music programs throughout high school and middle school, and now I'm pursuing I plan to pursue music further here at Berklee.
Okay, so moving on to the next question, we're just gonna ask what inspired you to pursue music professionally? Because obviously it's a career that's not extremely common, especially to go to school for nowadays. So what exactly pushed you to professionally start in the music career?
I started when I was 4, doing singing lessons, and it was just for fun at the time because my mom really put me onto a lot of like Little Einstein as a kid.
Little Einstein is goated.
Right? Yeah. Little Einstein is goated. And then I joined a singing competition when I was 8 and I won first prize for that. So that was definitely like a starting point to be like, I want to go into music a little bit more. And then I joined an arts high school, middle school, high school, kind of from 13 to 18 years old, where I did vocal performance as well, but along with international baccalaureate. And I actually wanted to go to like a business school for university, for my college, and I had talked to a career counselor about it, and we just talked about options and everything, and then she was like, your eyes really lit up when you started talking about music. And so that, like, when I went home, I really just like thought about it, is this something that I really want to do? And comparing the two, like business and performing, which would I devote more of my love and time to? And so I decided to come here, and now I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, so for me, what's interesting is I guess I'm kind of different with the rest of the Berklee kids that I know. Most of them are like piano starting from 3, guitar starting from 5, like that. I just grew up singing for fun. I sort of wanted to study music when I was little, but it's not that much of a thing for our family to pursue music. So I never actually got like any kind of support from them, and then until at the age of 18, it was during COVID, I auditioned for a K-pop company because I was bored, and then I got in, and then so I started kind of discovering the whole performance, singing, dancing and everything, and the whole how the industry works. So yeah, and then after the K-pop trainee experience, my family realized that there's actually like potential to pursue music as a career. So, and then afterwards I just worked on getting into Berklee, studying music, and now I'm here.
And how did you feel on getting that support from your parents? Because I know it's a really kind of relieving experience for a lot of Asian students here when their parents kind of come to terms with the fact that, yes, this is a career path that my child is able to be a part of.
Yeah, like from where I'm from my family is from Guangdong, China, so we got like the Cantonese soul that it's either you're a chef or you're a businessman. They never actually thought of that their son could do music, or like could make music, or could sing, or could perform, like any of those possibilities. And for sure that I felt really lucky that I get to turn their mind from like not supporting at all and then to fully supporting me to go to Berklee now. And
Yes, so similarly, coming from Singapore, right? Everyone there is either doing finance or accounting or business, which is why that was like one of my options as well, because I felt like it just like it was pipeline, you know. And in my family, I don't think anyone has ever gone out of the state, out of Singapore to study, like, and the United States is like the complete 180 of where Singapore is.
Of course, the culture is so different.
Yeah, so it's been a really, really eye-opening experience being here and being able to live independently in a different place like that.
I'll also add on to that. I'm kind of privileged in that sense because my family is open more to other ideas and like career opportunities, as my dad is a musician himself, so they were very supportive. But yeah, if you know like that SoCal Asian like OC area, it's very like a lot of Asian families come here for opportunity, and especially in my high school, a lot of people, it's like a very high ranking school, even though it's a public school. A lot of people get into good colleges like UC, Berkeley, and like privates. And so I definitely had that idea that if I want to be successful and make my family, like make our immigration to the States worth it, I would have to find a secure job and secure a career path. So I wasn't fully set on pursuing music until app season, when I was already deciding on what college I wanted to go to. Like Berklee was my only out of state, and it was like, to me it was a long shot that I can like pursue something that's so risky but in an area with such a high focus of talent that it would like there's more payout to just the connections I would make along the way rather than having to graduate and pursue a career, because otherwise I think I would have pursued like communications, and I don't like, that's not my passion.
Okay, so the next question is gonna be, how do you prepare for a live performance?
How do I prepare for a live performance? Let me think. So I think if I'm performing with people, it's always really nice to kind of have a moment with them before to kind of just really bond and talk. I don't feel like it's good to practice what you're gonna perform on the day of the performance, or like the closer it gets to the show time, the more you shouldn't do it. That's what I feel. And just making sure you're gonna go on stage and have a good time. When the audience sees that you're having fun, they'll have fun too. So I think for me it's just like chill. And then of course warming up, but that's what you do at the start of the day for me. So
for me, I have like a really good tip that I feel like most people don't know, is like for singers, try practicing in different kind of acoustic environment. With a microphone, with different kind of reverb, with a very echoey space, with a very dry space. Yeah, just make sure that your ears get along with all kind of environment, so that whatever environment, whatever kind of acoustics is on stage, it doesn't freak you out.
actually, no, I have something to add to that.
You have everything down at that point.
But that's actually really great insight. I actually never thought about
That made me think about something. I wouldn't say this is right before a performance, but the space that you rehearse in very frequently with a band before you go on stage, I think it's really important to rehearse in some place that is really dry, so it makes you think you sound really bad, and then you like make yourself better, and then during the performance when there's reverb and like the mixing engineer is doing his thing, then it actually sounds good. you know, because you rehearse it in like a really dry and like there's no like it picks up all the
Details.
sats,
All the crap.
the cracks, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like how they say, like, when you have like a bad rehearsal, it's gonna be the best performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aside from a lot of rehearsals, I was always told to like bring the energy you're gonna bring onto stage, which is I feel is a common thing a lot of people have been told. But yeah, adding on to like what you said, if the audience can see you're having fun, then it's like an enjoyable performance and you'd actually want to be there. So yeah, a lot of it is band chemistry and getting to know each other and being like enjoying the moment and just vibing on stage. Like there is a level of understanding of the music you're playing aside from that you have to get from like connection with the music and the people you're with that you won't get from just like performing every day in and out. I also want to add to sorry.
What's the question?
Because no, we got cut off. It was like the acoustics of the environment. Because I was in like a wind ensemble on saxophone, and then in it was in high school, and then they would tell us that the environments like the venues and concert halls we would play at, they're gonna be like designed all differently, and they're gonna expose a lot of the details and niche aspects of our sound that really forces us to focus on specific sections and work hashing out those details in the music. So that's just another thing on the technical standpoint that just like would enhance like the sonic experience. But of course, in a band setting, it's more about the performance, and a live setting with a crowd is especially like standing up and cheering. They want to experience it more as like a joyful experience and not just music.
Moving on to the next question, I'm gonna ask, how do you challenge yourself technically and artistically as a performer? And I really want to hear from Zayd on this one.
Gladly.
I challenge myself, I think, by stretching a lot of what I think I'm capable of. Like, I will, as part of being a multi-instrumentalist, I'm open to taking opportunities on different instruments, especially like with bar. I'm actually a guitar principal, but I'm playing bass. So a lot of the times I'll be like going outside of my comfort zone and trying things that I'm not 100% familiar with, or I don't have the most experience in the past with, but I'm willing to try my hand at it and look for growth, and especially just share experience and meet people.
Okay, I would say the way that I challenge myself artistically as a performer is, like I mentioned before, I'm not that big on songwriting, and it's something that I'm super new to, and a lot of people at Berklee have inspired me to see what I can create. And so this semester, me and Gordon are writing a song together. So we're gonna be performing it at the Loft Show on 8th April.
Yeah, you guys can start promoting it though.
It's called what is it?
Deep Breath.
It's called Deep Breath.
And we'll be performing it.
We'll take a deep breath. That's the first line of the chorus.
Sneak peek.
So next I wanted to move into kind of talking about the ensemble that these three are in together. They're all currently working together this semester, and they're a part of Berklee Asia Rising on campus, which is a very unique opportunity, I think, for Asian and Asian American students on campus. So I just wanted to go ahead and ask you guys what drew you guys to the Berklee Asia Rising ensemble, because there's so many ensembles to choose from on campus. So what specifically led you to this one?
So in my first year, a Singaporean friend actually asked me to audition for this ASEAN BPC show, and it's called ASEAN Echoes of Home.
BPC is the Berklee Performance
Berklee Performance Center, yes. And it was a really big show, and with people from everywhere in Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia countries will be listed here. And I represented Singapore, rep, and I also performed background vocals for the Philippines and Thailand songs. It's just like so amazing to hear music from so many different parts of Southeast Asia, because it's so different, even though we're all kind of like congregated in this one area. And I performed the finale song as well, and it was a really, really amazing experience. I met so many people, all the upper semesters that have been in this Southeast Asian/Asian community for a while now. And as a first year, it was really nice to be pulled into that and to see all the amazing things that they do, and bar was one of them. And I started seeing a lot of people being involved in bar performances, and I checked out their social media as well, and I thought it was really cool what they were doing. It definitely seemed like more than just an ensemble. So I wanted to be a part of that because I wanted to see just like what was going on. And I got to meet so many new people, like these wonderful people here, and also to work with people that I had worked with in my first year. And it's just been such an amazing experience.
So I think I found bar through the Instagram first. It was trending for a lot of other first years in my batch. And when I came out here to a new state, I was looking a lot for community and a lot of like familiar culture as well. So I was talking to a lot of Asian and Asian American students, and they were talking a lot about this ensemble, bar Berklee Asia Rising. I looked into it more, and I found out that like they do a lot more than an ensemble, any other regular ensemble here in Berklee. It seems more like a program, especially with the record co opportunities in the loft show and everything else they do. It's more of a production, and there's more opportunity for like industry skills and leadership skills is what Edward has said to us coming in. And I think that appeals to me because my interest is to go into that production and industry side. So I thought bar would be a great opportunity for me to look into that and dip my toes into that, especially as a first year.
That's great. I'm really glad that bar has given you guys that sort of experience so far.
Okay, so that was a really warm and sweet one. For mine, it's slightly like more harsh, more like on the strict side. It's to you. It was the first time when Ed started to, not just running the song, it's like details. He's getting into details, and then it's not about the whole band, the groove or whatever, it's just about the vocalist. And then he was keep on saying, this is vocal production. Push and pull. Tight, release.
Yeah, like where how the phrase flows, it goes like
Yes. Go dancing. And then all the all the dynamic. How we're like he's not a singer, but he will demonstrate it really well. That 3 times like A, B, C, different downbeat, different like where you put the emphasis.
He does that for instrumentalists too.
Yes. But like it's I feel like it's easier it's like way more easier to teach that for instrumentalists, but for vocalists it's just not being heard that common.
A lot of vocalists are very auditory learners too, so having a professor that's not a singer and has to kind of explain that in words is a very different experience.
Yes, and it's crazy that even though he's not a vocalist, but he's like from the third perspective of a producer,
he knows
audience. Yeah, he knows what works the best.
And still being able to describe that in detail to you guys in a way that you understand.
Like, yeah, and then it was Verlene singing. I'm a little jealous that it's not me, but I'm glad that it's not me because it seems really, really stressful. But just by looking at it,
it's like absorbing from the
we actually learned like so much.
That's really great. Moving along with the bar talks, I wanted you guys to expand on how bar has improved your confidence as a performer. I know you guys are still in the rehearsal process, but how do you feel like the rehearsals have increased your confidence in your ability to perform as a group together?
In the previous question, Gordon kind of spoke about doing vocal production, the whole vocal production process with us, with my song. I'm doing What, which is like abbreviated Wanna Hold You Tight by Aisha Retno. Beautiful song. And the first few rehearsals, he was kind of just being quite, you gotta get this line right, and what emotion do you want to convey? And of course that's something that I think about when I think about how I want to perform a song, but the way that he did it was like so detailed, and not just every single word, but how every single phrase wants to flow, and how you put all those phrases together to form a storyline. And I guess that made me more confident in the ways that I perform outside of bar more than in bar itself, because I learned so much from being in bar that I can very easily apply those techniques when I do performances outside, or when I have to put something together really last minute. It's good to know, I have like a list in my head of what I need to tackle when I first receive a song, and I did a separate rehearsal with Ed once, and I think at that point I was a little bit like beaten down. I was like, wow, am I like really bad at this? But he's like, no, when I first saw your audition for bar, she's so amazing, like we have to get her in. And that kind of like made me feel a little bit better, and I know that it's always going to be a process, and there's always more things to learn. So I would say it has improved my confidence in some ways, for sure. I'm definitely better in tackling my own projects outside of bar.
I feel like in class, because he's always trying to make us improve, or like to have it played better than the last time that we do. Sometimes it makes us doubt that, are we really that bad? But instead, sometimes I would question myself, that am I losing my confidence being in bar? But at the same time, but gradually I would realize it's actually not. It's actually no. It's more of, instead of low esteem, it's like high self-doubt. That you start questioning about, am I fitting all the standards, all the requirements that he gave us, that this is good quality work. Yeah.
So just kind of being more cognizant of what is the standard and what is the quality that you're bringing to the table.
And he's like always really straightforward of what's not good enough in this, instead of just sugarcoating. It's saying that just trying to make you feel better, that kind of I'm like I like the style there. So yeah. I phrase it so bad, whatever.
Oh yeah, I think there was one of the other members of bar told me after class that it's kind of like an ego death situation, where you need to sacrifice a bit of pride, because what I came to learn about bar, and especially the way we operate in our rehearsals, is kind of a tough love situation, where you really do expose your weaknesses just to focus on the things you can do better. Because especially like going into bar, I wasn't sure if I fit in as well, especially being like the youngest, and like seeing that people are more experienced than me. Basically, one teaching I like brought up my upbringing on was, this is good enough for today, but is it good enough for tomorrow? So it's a lot of growth. Even though you work hard for 1 week and you feel like you did a lot, there's always going to be something that you could do better, and there's always going to be one more element you can add or try to change up. And I think that's what bar really touches up on, especially adding a lot of these like emotions and feel into the song. Because before bar, my experience here was a lot of like charts and arrangements will carry. Like you just learn what's sent to you, and then it'll sound good when it all comes together. But it really is more of a process when you're trying to perfect your craft, especially when you want to represent a culture that you're very prideful of. You really do want to strive harder to present it in a way you're confident will reflect well.
So now that we've kind of gone through all the really deep, nitty-gritty questions, we are down to our last question of this interview with this amazing group of people. And we're just kind of gonna end on like a visualizer note. And my question is, where do you guys see yourself in the next 5 years? I mean, you're all gonna be out of Berklee by then, so where do you envision yourself going after you're out of here?
5?
5 years. Okay, well, I just really love being on the stage. So I would say in 5 years, I see myself doing BGVs for artists on tour and like traveling the world and just being like performing at different venues and all like performing all the time, and just having lots of friends from everywhere around the world, which I already do now, and it's great.
5 years, I wish myself will have at least 1 or 2 albums out, and then maybe like touring or like getting onto some musical festivals and kind of different, getting all kind of performing opportunities. And you know, with all the awesome people that I've met here,
Can I do BGVs for you?
of course, can't wait to see what not just me but like everybody's gonna be like after 5 years.
In 5 years, honestly, haven't thought that far ahead yet, but I know hopefully I'll be graduated by then. Because I do plan on like double majoring, so hopefully I can fit it in between. But I think that is a critical point in my life, and like I do have a life back in California that I want to return to, but at the same time, I think if I can get the right opportunities, I'll definitely take them to start traveling and work in other places. Hopefully I'll have like a steady sights on who exactly to work with, and I plan to like within 5 years, I hope that I can make a lot of connections here that will guarantee that, and I can just like have fun and see where that takes me.
That's the most important thing, I think, is just to have fun with life. I feel like we all take it so seriously, and with such an uncertain profession too. So. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Bar Talks, and we'll see you soon. But until now, this has been Namrata,
Verlene,
Gordon,
Zayd.
thank you.
good night. Bye bye.